Hey everybody, we're breaking the 180 live here from Paramount Studios
in the parking lot.
In the parking lot
as we speak.
Was that? Oh, my own phone just alerted me that we're live.
We have just walked out of Mission Impossible.
Dead Reckoning.
I was about to say Rogue Nation, but that was 2 movies ago.
Yeah, that was 2 movies ago.
Dead Reckoning Part 1.
And
we are under embargo.
We cannot fully review it until July 5th, but
we will make sure the embargo's on 9 a.m. Pacific time, so we're gonna have probably a little something, not a full episode, but
a little something.
But we will say, I think we both agree it's borderline excellent.
It's pretty good.
It's very
good. An excellent action movie.
Let's put it this way: I think we both kind of agreed if Buster Keaton was alive now and he directed an action film,
he would have, yeah.
Because what I was so blown away by is we know how good Tom Cruise and Ethan Hunt are and his team. But what the film does is they create, I'm going to coin a new term called a round robin of antagonists and obstacles to overcome that genuinely... It's
basically it knows how to set up enough of a plot, but this time it winks at itself in really cool ways where it has a sense of humor, but it doesn't become hammy or it doesn't overtake the plot. It's
not the Marvel thing where it undercuts itself with jokes and the jokes aren't funny. It's the little wink jokes.
Yes.
Maybe some people might not like. In a way, how funny it is, but I thought it was charming.
They're kind of like legacy jokes in a way because
lots of throwbacks to the first one.
Yes, because it does wink a lot at how the series, this particular franchise started in '96, so it's been quite a bit, right? It's been quite a while, and now, oh hey Benny. What's up? And also, hey, our friend Andrew from the Land Down Under is listening in. So the movie knows how to like wink at itself, and it's almost like a little homage to everything that's been popular in the last few movies, and all the Mission Impossible movies. But at the same time, it's just as creative, and it feels just as fresh with the action and the stunts. This was like a throwback to really good 90s action film. We were talking about that, how
or
the
even
chases,
old school, like Bullet, Ronin. Those are 2, especially with car chases.
Yeah.
That, I mean, trust me, the car chases are a visual treat. But in the sense, how do we keep our audience incredibly invested, not only in the long-term goals of the characters, but the short-term obstacles, and the film keeps it up. So it literally throws brand new challenges for the Ethan Hunt character and his team.
Well, they go bigger.
That I think are very creative, and they work.
Yes, the movie knows how to go bigger, and it knows how to go bigger and better,
but smarter too.
And smarter too.
The
screenplay. Yeah, unlike so much of the other stuff coming out, the screenplay is very sharp. And you know what? Again, we can't say too much because we're under embargo until the 5th. But it really carries that great feel from Rogue Nation and Fallout of combining what's always been great about this franchise with the elements of just like a really good spy thriller, like a classic spy thriller with comparisons you can make to the best moments in Bond and other spy franchises.
You can see how Bond and Mission Impossible have influenced each other over the last 20 years. Bond, I quite enjoyed No Time to Die, but you can see how much No Time to Die picked up elements from Mission Impossible, what it's leading to for the next one, which again under embargo, so we can't.
July 5th. July 5th. We can say
you
more.
can definitely feel that influence. I'm very excited.
This doesn't spoil, but the music score was again top notch. That music score was fantastic, really epic. It was grand, epic, but it just drove the film in the right way.
I will say though, kind of a bummer that Rob Hardy didn't come back as cinematographer, because I thought Fallout was the best shot Mission Impossible film.
I mean, well, let's
It's not bad looking, but I think the last one set
It's still-
a bar that
Well, this one still has style, but I will be honest and say that this one's good. It's very good. It's if Tom Cruise is capping off the series with this one and with part 2,
which is
it's
not because it's going to make so much money,
right, but it's an excellent way for the series to start exiting. But I think Fallout remains probably to me I know people are calling it the best one. I call it the second best because my personal favorite's still the first one, the Brian De Palma Mission Impossible. But Fallout is it's I would still say in general superior film, but that doesn't mean this one is not an excellent film. It's
that's
excellent.
The thing.
Yeah.
Fallout set such a high bar that had only been escalating since Ghost Protocol.
Yes.
That I don't know. As I said, the ceiling, it raised the ceiling so damn high that this film doesn't surpass it, but I think the dialogue around it will be interesting because, a lot of people will have...
challenges it. Well, first Benny says, you were great on Joseph's radio show. Shout out to Mr. OG and Julie.
Lots of love from Breaking the 180.
Lots of love for you guys from Breaking the 180. Had a fun time on their show on Sunday. Old friend Valerie, can't
First
believe
one,
I
know.
prefer the first... Okay,
Well,
let me quickly defend
but-
my stance here that the first one has a Hitchcockian aesthetic and tone because it's Brian De Palma directing, and it's that rare blockbuster that's a popcorn film, but with the aesthetic of this classic director, which you don't see that happen anymore when you get some big name to direct some franchise film,
which we talk about in our latest episode that dropped a few days ago. We talk about a little bit, which I'm sure we'll continue to talk about.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll I think part of what we'll do in our episode on Mission Impossible,
in the episode,
we'll kind of chronicle. It won't be a super long episode because we don't want to spoil anything, but just break down a few more elements that we like, but also talk about each film, what it brought to the table, because it is a 20-year history, and what it's done is so impressive, unlike something like Fast and Furious, which talk about just straight up anime.
We'll talk about that. We were talking about it in the parking lot right now that this movie does very well what Fast 10 thinks it was doing. And we'll go into detail on that because, again, we can't go into too much because we're under embargo. But this one, compared to Fast 10, this is
a masterpiece.
And this
but
should
I will
be
say,
in the top 10 of the year.
This film and this film had me sweating.
Yes.
It has action set pieces where I was like, I almost felt not sick, but my stomach. For the first time,
I'm just gonna say
piano. There's a
That's all
piano.
I'm gonna say.
There have been a lot of firsts, and I know we rank on Hollywood blockbusters, but at this point, I'm choosing to see ones I'm interested in. And this is another first. Across the Spider-Verse brought another first of creativity and excitement.
Looking for somebody.
Yeah. But this one, a feeling of intensity and an actual sense of how will they get out of this, much like a Buster Keaton movie, much like old school thrillers like Bourne, early Bourne had a bit of that.
Well, I think because Tom Cruise keeps it classic. I think that's a good way to say it. It's got all the tech and craft of what you can do now with a big budget. But Cruise has kept the classic feel to these movies, like Brian De Palma with the first Mission Impossible. You're not going to deny that first one is so elegant.
It is elegant.
And I will say more in our episode.
And another thing we'll talk about that I might as well throw out here, that I think the writing has actually gotten better.
Yes. You know what? And again,
no
we're
spoilers.
Being careful, spoilers and everything. But
we're literally at Paramount, so we don't want to get thrown into a van or something. I know, but we're making sure we don't drop any spoilers.
But the writing this time is actually very sharp in the sense of how it also, again, without spoiling, connects the plot to relevant themes, geopolitics, and also or let's just say our current obsession with the evolution of AI. So that's, I mean, again, without spoiling, that's what I would say. Valerie says, interesting, you said the first was Hitchcockian because MI2 took a lot from Notorious.
We'll talk about that.
Well, yes, because Robert Towne wrote MI2. And he, of course, ripped off Notorious.
We'll talk about that more. We'll
Yes,
talk about
yes,
that more
yes.
because we do want to talk a little bit about the history,
Yeah.
rank them as they stand. But
They wanted the Hitchcock, but maybe not. Okay, you cannot say De Palma did not understand how to do a Hitchcockian film because De Palma is the closest director we've had to Hitchcock in the last 40 years.
Hey, don't rev his engines. We'll
get July
say
5th,
it.
Valerie. July 5th, we'll
But
get into
definitely,
Yeah.
as they say, this is one to experience in the theater for sure. For everyone, I mean, you'll have a fantastic time. The run time was about 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Oh no, I agree on MI2. I mean, look, I'm not trashing him. I think MI2 is a lot of fun, but you're right. It is definitely aping on Notorious.
Yeah,
Definitely.
a lot of
I
good
think
stuff.
honestly,
But
yeah.
a fun time.
Yes.
2 hours and 45 minutes. That was paced very well.
Frankly, it felt like it was over in 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe the credits were already
I know.
kicking in after the climax. And Benny says AI stuff could be interesting in light of the writer's strike. You know what? That's actually a really interesting subtext because, okay, again, we can't spoil anything, but the movie touches on the subject of artificial intelligence
Yes.
in a way that has vast
No,
implications.
it does.
Yeah.
It does, and again, that's what I liked about the writing, especially since Fallout, but getting better since Ghost Protocol. They've tried to put a little more emphasis on the actual spoken dialogue,
Yes.
but also the story itself.
Well, they don't treat the audience like
it's
like
not
we're-
stupid.
Yeah, like
it's you
like
said it
we're-
best. It's elegant. It's classy.
It doesn't treat the audience like, oh well, we're too shallow and airheaded
Fast and
too.
Furious. Oh God,
Right,
I'm so
right,
sorry.
right. No. This
God, I
movie-
had an allergic reaction there.
Like this movie did a great job of combining amazing craft with the action, but with again the tone of a really good spy thriller. There were moments in the script where someone like even Jean Le Carré would have been proud of. There were certain moments where someone, or even Ian Fleming, would have probably
Yeah.
just sat there nodding like, yeah,
Sure.
like that was good. So
For sure.
this was really entertaining. It's a great kickoff for the real summer movie season.
Yeah, we got
This one.
Oppenheimer, Barbie.
Barbie's Oppenheimer, Barbie's coming
you
out.
know, as much as we rag on the Hollywood studio system, there's still a few good ones out there.
There's still people doing their stuff and doing it well.
Huge props to Chris McQuarrie. I mean, you can tell. First he has to wrangle with a certain action star instead of getting pushed around, but his little touches you can definitely tell as a
You know
writer.
what? I just gotta say though, the thing though is that Cruise really does a good job producing these things. Okay, so the stunt everyone's been hyping in this one.
I'll just say it was the least exciting thing in the movie.
Yeah, it was, but it was. You could say, yes, I agree with you. It was not the most impressive action scene in the movie, but it was kinda worth the chatter about
Yes.
it. It is impressive. You are sitting there thinking, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, he's really doing that. Okay. But in terms of like heart-pounding suspense, like you were saying, you were sweating. It is true. There's some scenes where they know how to ratchet up the tension to the point with the editing.
How
with
will
the
they
use
get
of
out of there?
practical
Literally.
effects. Yeah.
I haven't had that feeling in forever.
It was a genuine bit of genuine tension. And you know what? I'll say real quickly, without depending too much on CGI trickery.
Yes.
This is not one of those movies where every 2 minutes there's some kind of elaborate
It's very
computer,
clear. No, you can
generated
tell.
thing.
And when they did hide, it was done so well you didn't think about it. In the car chases, you can tell it's Tom Cruise and his co-stars
Yeah.
pulling their weight or doing enough so it seems real. There's a lot of love and attention. And look, this is talking about separating the art from the artist. as we all know, the big TC, a lot of baggage behind it. But when he puts his effort in with these Mission Impossible movies, I mean, these really are his.
Well, it's his baby in a way, because the first one from '96 was the first.
It's
film.
as old as I am.
And it was the first movie he produced. It was the first one he did as producer. So for him, he's done a lot of hit and misses over the last 2 decades. But,
The Mummy.
Yeah, but he still knows how to really make this particular series shine, and it was very good. And so. Yes, Valerie, definitely tune in for the next episode, and we'll have some. It'll be a shorter one,
because it's. I think we'll probably do a we recommend, but who knows? We'll see when we're in there. It could end up being 6 hours long.
No,
again, 1 hour for each movie.
There's plenty of material to cover with this one,
but it'll be fun for sure.
It was really good, and we're also grateful to Paramount for the free popcorn. So thank you, Paramount, for the.
Remind me, it's time to go get some food because this movie made me hungry.
Yes.
But anyway, take care, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and check us out on all our socials, all that good stuff. And our latest episode that kicked off the summer movie season is out now.
Are doing the Barbie Oppenheimer double feature because I want that episode. Oh well, sure, of course. That's
especially Oppenheimer.
That's the big deal next month.
Yes.
That's the big competition.
Hey.
That's the
Universal
that's
and who produced Barbie?
Who is doing Barbie? Oof.
I don't know. Hey, if you got that plus one, we'll cover it for sure.
Yeah,
and if not.
We're going to cover these movies, so don't worry. We're going to have that double packed episode with Barbie and Oppenheimer. It'll be a surreal one for sure, because we'll probably get into the history of Barbie and the history of Robert Oppenheimer.
Very different experiences.
So, and we'll talk about nuclear yields and all that stuff. And of course the movies themselves. So thank you, friends, for tuning in. We will see you all very soon.
For the next one. Take care, everyone. Peace.